Hey, what's up, y'all? Jay here. I'm about to do a recap of the first episode of Life After Lockup, Season 7. This will be me, myself, and Meka doing it. She's just going to be here for the first episode. And I want to get something up so we can, keep it going week by week as we're going through these episodes. So, thank you for joining. Give a like, comment, subscribe. Check out some of our other content. And let's get it moving. So, this season, we have 5 couples. We have, from last season, we have Brooke and JK. We have, and Deodri and Kiana, with a little bit of Jqua in there. So that's what we have from last season. But with the other 3 couples, we have, also we have Will and Courtney from last season. Apologies. So we have Will and Courtney, Deodri and Kiana, and Brooke and JK. And then we also have Keith and Leticia, and we have Karen and Troy. So these are the 5 couples that we're getting for this season. So on this episode, we have, we'll just go in order. So we got Brooke and JK. Last season their story ended with JK going to his ex Alex and whatnot, and seeing her after Brooke put a tracker on him and everything. So once we bounce back from that, they show them at JK's mother's house. They're trying to have a child. So they're trying to get her impregnated and whatnot. JK is looking for work. He's trying to do like a trucking type thing, deliveries of industrial type items and whatnot. So he's still looking for work. And we found out that Brooke lost her job last year when she ran out of the store because JK was at Alex's. So that kind of encompasses what was going on with them. Nothing too crazy, from that situation. Pretty sure it's going to pick up because in the previews they showed Alex kind of played a role in some parts. So we're going to see where that goes with them. It just kind of is, just kind of is what it is. Courtney and Will. So this season starts with, Will went back to California. Courtney is in Oregon, I believe. And we start up with Will can't find Courtney. Courtney's mom can't find her, don't know where she's at. She's just in the wind. Will is stressing out, and he gets a phone call, and Courtney is in jail. She's back in jail. I believe it was for possession, is what she's in jail for. And she calls Will asking him for money and things of that nature. Pretty much kind of running her game. Like, you could tell that's what Courtney does. Towards the end of Love After Lockup last season, we kind of seen how she, it came out how she was more of a, she had a lot of sugar daddies, that type of situation. And Will, obviously, is one of them. So she calls and tries to run that game on him, because she's in jail and she put some money in my book. I think Will told her something like, no, you just sit there, eat that food and think on it, you'll be all right or something, which was, I like that Will had that comeback to her, kind of stand on a little bit of business. Y'all are married now. She's out here. She's only been out a couple of weeks and she's already back in jail. For possession, what she went to jail for, she's not holding it down or nothing, keeping everything in line as she needs to try to get to California, because Will has been doing all this to try to get her to be able to leave the state to come to California and be with him. But yeah, sorry, a little technical difficulty there. But yeah, so that's Will and Courtney. She's messing up already. So that's going to be interesting as that goes forward with them too. But again, first episode, there's not a lot to really, grasp onto it. Just the fact that she's back in jail, So I guess we'll see as far as that goes. Next we have Keith and Leticia. Now, this is kind of interesting. So she's going to pick him up. She they're married. Got married while she was in prison. I think he's been in prison 10 years. I think she said. And it's 7 to 10 years. And she gets a limo. She goes up there. She got the trench coat on with nothing under it. She's trying to do her thing or whatever, She's really excited for him. She got him clothes, all this other stuff, And I believe he's in Iowa, or he's going to be in Iowa. And so what happens is she goes to get him. She has all this stuff and whatnot. Because she's like, hey, we're going to drive from here up to Iowa. Because he was taking a bus from the prison up to Iowa. And he's like, nah, I can't do that. He doesn't want to get violation, which I understand. That's actually is a kind of a good sign. Like, yeah, he could drive up there, but the state paid for you a ticket to get on the bus and go. Like, they could track it, like, if the ticket's not used or whatnot, then that could be a violation of his parole. He's not trying to go back. So I do get that. That was a good choice. Meka thought it was something a little fishy. I just thought that was just, the first step to trying to be responsible with his new lease on life, pretty much. So that's I think that was a good thing. But that's pretty much, honestly, that's pretty much all we got from them. Just him getting out, her going to get him, and then the whole fact of, him, instead of them taking the car and everything that she got all this stuff set up, he's going to be taking the bus up there. So again, first episode, not a lot to go on. Pretty sure there's going to be stuff coming later. Karen and Troy. This one was interesting because I had never seen these two couples here, Keith and Leticia, and Karen and Troy. I didn't see their previous seasons that they're on. But Karen and Troy, Troy was the one who was locked up. He got out on their season. I think they have 9 kids or something like that. And they live in Vegas. And the conflict surrounding them is, one, just balancing their home life and everything. But also, Karen wants her wedding. Since she didn't get to have a real wedding because they got married while she was in jail and everything. And she wants this over the top $60,000 wedding. But she said she wants an elephant and she wants this and she wants this and she wants it because she should have it. And meanwhile, he's like, okay, he just went into this business, or he's trying to go into this business venture. And he's like, we can do the wedding, but maybe we can't do it in the manner in which you're wanting to do it. But he hasn't told her that. He talking to the business partner that he's already agreed to stuff with. So it seems like right now their conflict is going to be more on a financial level. Possibly, it looks like they have the funds, but, just trying to, a life balance type of thing, So that was them. Again, nothing too crazy. First episode, we'll see where it leads, but whatnot. Now, Deodri and Kiana. So this is the interesting couple, mainly because of last season. So we see that Deodri is back with Kiana, even though Kiana kicked him out last season because he was messing with Jqua and entertaining Jqua, his baby's mother. So we've come to find out that him and Kiana are back together. Also, they didn't allude to this last season, but Kiana has 2 children, which were everybody else's kids were known of, but hers weren't. Understandably so, some people like anonymity, but that stuff, if you're a public figure, it will come out. So I think, that's what went on there. But they showed her 2 children, and the interactions with Deodri. And so Deodri is trying to balance his life with Kiana, but also the relationship as far as parenting with Jqua. Now, Jqua wants most. She still wants Deodri, and honestly, you can just tell from the vibe between them that he kind of wants her still too. You know what I mean? But they're trying. I guess they're trying to make it work and trying to figure it out. Deodri, one of his son's birthday is coming up, and he wants to take Kiana's kid, but he also wants to take Kiana. And Jqua's like, nah, there's no reason for her to be there. Like, she don't want her there, which I can understand. That's not a requirement. Y'all aren't married. That's not their stepmom. That's not this. That's not that. There's a bunch of factors. That's why that doesn't need to happen. And honestly, depending on how people handle relationships, I personally think that type of thing can be very messy. Obviously, theirs is. So I do understand that. I understand 100%. Not to say that Kiana has more rights to things with Deodri. Jqua has certain things because she is the mother of his children, but they're also, finding those lines and those boundaries is going to be interesting to see what Deodri does. I think he's going to mess up again, to be honest with you. I think he's going to drop the ball. I think he's going to end up spinning the block on Jqua, because Jqua been pressing him since, last season. And he said, yeah, they've hooked up, they've done A, B, and C. So, they've been going through this for years, these 3 specifically. So, obviously, Jqua be putting that pressure on him every time he's with Kiana. So she doing something right. I don't know what that is. Only the mind to do. So if he slips up again, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much how their thing is starting out. So we got, Brooke and JK with the pregnancy type things. We got Courtney in jail and Will is stressing out. We got Keith and Leticia, pretty much just him getting out and, transitioning. We got Karen and Troy, the financial stuff of life and home balance and the wedding and whatnot. And we got Deodri and Kiana and Jqua on a little, trio tandem or whatever you want to call it. They got love triangle going on. So those are the 5, couples that we're following this season. So it was a decent first episode, nothing too crazy. And I'm going to be actually watching episode 2 for this week tonight. And then that one will be up maybe in like a day or two, So we're going to see what they get into, see if this picks up a little bit. I think it will. So this is the recap of episode 1 of Lyfe After Lockup, season 7. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll interact. And thank you for being here. We will see you soon.